Hello and welcome to the vlog. It is February 27th, 2023. It is 5:46 p.m. as I start filming this. And today we are going to do some fun stuff. But I always like to remind people, in case you're new here, that I do time code these things because I know they can get a little long. So if you don't want to see everything, or you want to jump around or watch this in parts or whatever you want to do, you can always see these little gaps in the timeline. Those are chapters. Or you can open the description down there. You see a big old list of blue numbers. It'll tell you what everything is. Jump around, see what you want to check out. So today, we are going to do a little cooking, fairly easy. It takes a couple hours, but it's mostly just, an unwatched boiling pot and then a little seasoning. It is a vegetarian snack, but it sounds really tasty. So I'm kind of anxious to get to that. And we will have a cocktail. Either I'll use the last one that I've already filmed with Mary, or I'll make something. I just haven't decided yet. We have a pretty cool music update. I can show you some cool things, like the new CDs are in, tell you some awesome stuff that's coming up. And we have at least one movie review. Maybe two, if Mary gets home early enough when we sit down. And then, of course, I can talk about the newest episode of The Last of Us. We are out of Z boxes, so no more unboxing until something else. And what else do we normally do in this thing? I don't know, but we'll figure out something. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what the deal is. So, as always, please check out my music. Get ready for the Mary EP Part 1, dropping everywhere March 24th, 2023. Go to TheEricButts.com or linktree.com/TheEricButts. Definitely check it out. Follow, like, listen. You know about playlists, or you run a cool playlist. Let's get on there. Let's get it going. Oh, and I can also tell you about, I went to the Mutant Family Meet Up yesterday, I guess, for me, because today is a Monday. You're watching this on a Wednesday, but it would have been Sunday, which is always a good time. And and yeah, I think that's it. So I guess let's get this party started and let's cook. So Mary asked me to get a vegetarian cookbook and start learning some vegetarian things to help her out on like Fridays when she doesn't eat meat or whatever. So I found this, and it actually has a lot of really tasty recipes in it. Some more heavy duty things we'll play with in the future. But today we're gonna do a fairly simple snack. And I said this was vegetarian in the intro, but this turns out, as I've looked it over, to actually be vegan. So that's kind of nice. And there's a couple methods, but we're gonna go with the first one, slightly healthier. We're doing a crispy spicy chickpea. So we're gonna make our chickpeas, our garbanzo beans here. And basically, once we make the beans, we're gonna use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. You can use vegetable oil. And use about 3 cups of the cooked chickpeas. We're gonna do a little salt and pepper, and then the spice mixture is some smoked paprika, garlic powder, and cayenne. So obviously you can make up your own mixtures too if you want. And we're gonna use the baking method. You can oil fry these, but I figure since we're looking for this to be a more healthy snack, we're gonna bake it. You're still gonna coat it in a little bit of oil and season it and bake it for like 30 minutes. But we do gotta make these beans, and that's gonna take a couple hours. So we're gonna get the first hour done. So I just got a 1 pound bag of La Preferida chickpea garbanzos. So 1 pound bag equals about 2 cups, which will cook us about 5 or 6 cups. Really only need half of this, but I have some plans for the other half that I might want to do, like in a salad or something. So there's a couple of methods. We're gonna do what they suggest as the quick soak method. We're gonna boil beans in water for 2 minutes, remove from heat, cover, and let stand for an hour. So I guess I do need to find the lid for this real fast. And so first we're gonna sort and rinse the beans. So, well, first off, I never really deal with sorting. I tend to be okay. I mean, as I pour this in, we'll kind of see what we're doing. So let me bring the camera down a little bit here. Maybe you're gonna work for me. There we go. Everybody's working for the weekend. I'm on that Halloween Horror Nights kick again, y'all. So I'm just gonna kind of check these out as we go. But I've never really worked with chickpeas. So at least with beans, I would recognize. There's a split bean. Since there's not too many, we'll take that out. Another one. It's funny that it sounds like popcorn, because we almost made that instead. We have a fun popcorn snack item we want to make at some point. This one does not look pretty. I'm gonna toss that. I got a feeling that's a bad one. And okay. All right, so we need 6 cups of water. This thing actually has, oh, well, you know what? I should measure it because I just realized I'd put the water in before the 6 cups, or before the beans if I wanted to really measure it. But since I'm using that to, actually, no, I'm sorry. First off, we have to rinse the beans. So bring this up a little bit. And just get some, a little bit of cold water in here. Enough to kind of swirl them around. And then I'm going to want a paper towel because I'm going to use my hand here. All right. Oh, crap. That's right. I only lost one. That's not bad. Okay, those look nice. Do I want to use maybe. Should I use that big boy? It's gonna go a lot faster if I do. Let's do that. So I want to get 6 cups of water in there. Excuse me. Now it doesn't really specify if we're supposed to, you know, boil the water and then put in the beans, so I'm just gonna go with the idea that we let them come to a boil. So here's 4 cups. Get the other 2. Yeah, this was much faster than measuring out 6 at a time. Probably a little more accurate too. Okay, so there's that. Let's get some heat going. Gonna bring it to a boil, so we'll put that on a higher heat level. And we'll put the camera back down since the food is more interesting at this point. And basically we need this to boil for a couple minutes. I'm gonna figure out what lid goes with that. Is it this? It might be this one. I don't know, this one might be too small. Nope, that's exactly the one. Heck yeah, first try. I am awesome. But yeah, there's like white bean salads and some pasta dishes in here that sound delightful. And like, there's an artichoke and I forget what cheese, but an artichoke and something quiche in here. Oh, a strawberry feta salad with beets and beans. Chilled asparagus soup, croutons and chives. Oh yeah, pasta. The greenest pasta. Spaghetti with peas, broccolini, and kale pesto. Ooh, tacos with refried pintos, crispy shiitakes, and kale. I mean, there's a lot of really tasty looking stuff in here. Spicy cauliflower fritters with pea shoots. Oh, so these crispy chickpeas, there's another recipe in here where they do it with naan and yogurt sauce. So that could be interesting. Cauliflower cutlets and with romesco sauce sounds delightful. Oh yeah, coconut curried red lentils. Got some small plate stuff back here. And again, I'm only just kind of eyeballing. There's so many things in here that actually sound really tasty that I would love to make. Some different breads and ooh, honey crusted skillet cornbread. Oh, that sounds awesome. Have to try that someday. Pantry staples, you know, so you can kind of make some different things. Got a nice little mix and match chart here, so I got a good feeling about this book. I think it's gonna be a good one. Hey, Cheeky Jack. Cheeky Jack's being such a sweet boy today. Okay, none of them are really floating, so I think we're good in terms of those are good chickpeas. So we're just kind of waiting to show you the boil and then set it aside for an hour and I'll go film more vlog and make myself some actual dinner and Don't know what I'm having. I want to keep it light. I've been pretty good the last few days, and my numbers are finally going down because I don't know if we talked about it, but I kind of, you know, I mean, pre-pandemic, before I really started working out, I was like 226 pounds at my worst, and then over the course of about a year there, we started eating a lot better, and Mary and I were doing like Zumba twice a week, and got down. I lost like 40 pounds in a year, so I did manage to get down to about 186, and then everything kind of shut down and had excuses to drink more and eat more. You know, it's been a little bit of a struggle for a long time there. It's like I went back up 5 pounds and was hanging in there, then went another 5. And then for the longest time, I've been hanging between 195 and 2. But in the last few months, I've been hanging around like trying to stay under 205 and never getting under 2. And I was like, when did that become okay for me? And it's not. So I'm at least trying to get myself back down to that 195, 200, and then we'll go from there. You know, you don't want to have a specific weight necessarily. You want to have a set of weight so you can swing, because it's going to change all the time. But at least that's what works for me. So hence why I would like to start getting a little bit better going on here too. So there is one floater. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Maybe floating isn't, oh, sounds like Mary's home. I'm just gonna assume it's fine. Oh, here come the boys. They hear Mama's home. I see Napoleon down there behind me. They're all heading to the door. Except Chicky Jack, he's chilling in the chair. He's like, nah, I'm good right now. Oh, there he goes. He heard me. He's like, wait, Mama's home? So itty bit chilling out in the bed and the other thing. Ooh, is Weezer coming near me? I know they're announcing a new tour. I'd love to go see Weezer again. Riverbend, maybe? That would be awesome. Let's see. Mailing list, Wednesday. Oh, okay, let's see. They have the full thing here. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Ohio. I don't know where that is, though. No, I know where Ohio is. I don't know what to say. Oh man, is that the closest they're coming though? Well, I guess Cuyahoga Falls? Let me see. How far is Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio from here?
The drive from your location to Cuyahoga Falls is 323.5 miles.
Yep. Nope. Guess I'm not seeing Weezer on that tour. Damn. They may add dates later. I did not see a whole lot of East Coast. Well, saw some New York, saw some Alabama. So we'll see what happens, because love me some Weezer. And there's Mary slamming the car door. Here comes the mama.
Hello.
Hey, mama. We filming here a little bit, just so you know.
What you filming?
Just waiting for this water to boil for 2 minutes. Get to boil and let it happen for 2 minutes, so the beans can then soak for an hour.
And then what?
Well, then after that, I'll have to boil them for an hour, and then we season them and roast them for 30 minutes. It's more of a snack, though, so this is not like we're not waiting on this for dinner.
Anything for ourselves for dinner?
Yeah, I figure it would be kind of light. Actually, I didn't have the chance, but when you were coming home, I was going to be like, hey, want to grab any food or anything? But honestly, I was telling them I'm doing pretty good at my weight, so it's like I should probably just maybe eat one of those chicken thighs I have left in there or something.
I want to have that leftover Korean.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
That sweet potato noodle thing.
Oh, that sweet potato noodle. I had a taste of her sweet potato noodles. They were delicious.
They were glassier than I was expecting.
Yeah, she didn't read that it was like a glass noodle, but...
I'm not that I have a problem with that. I just
No.
didn't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they do that, but it was very tasty. Actually, every bit of that Korean food was very tasty. If you're ever in Lexington, Ariang Garden, I think is how it is. It's like Ari Rang, so Ariang, that sounds right. Arirang. So, you know, so like I said, if you want to sit down and try to get that movie in a little bit, we can.
I was thinking about going to Is that ad about me going for walkies or ad about you coming along for walkies?
The latter.
Okay.
'Cause reasons. Not just lazy reasons, but reason. Lazy is part of it. Even though I was just talking about, I need to lose more weight. I don't want to. But honestly, too, I was going to film a bunch more of my other segments while this is going on, so I can get really ahead on this. So I'm not, that was also part of my plan. And we're getting close to a boil here, so.
Okay.
Okay. Also, I don't know what time the cats get fed.
7-ish.
Okay. So you guys got a little while still, kids. You just never know. Hello. At least it looks like the wind's calmed down. It's been another one of those super windy days. I don't know if we told you recently, but a few weeks ago we had like 65-mile-an-hour gusts and knocked over our entire grill. And noticed the wind today is getting up at a 50-mile-an-hour gust, and it was starting to move it, so we had to whip off the thing. And
I got some coffee for me.
ooh, we're getting so close to a nice rolling boil here. Yum yum, give me some. Oh, it smells good. Jack's back on his silver ball. He's been enjoying that all day. He's been such a cutie while you're gone. Okay.
Your birthday present.
Ooh, fancy. Yeah, you get me a birthday present. So that's you got that whole Green Day set in there? That's impressive. It doesn't look big enough for it. I had a feeling. I knew I should have bought it.
Is it still available?
It looks like it. Anyways, it's fine. It's an awesome like 7 LP Nimrod anniversary set. Nimrod's one of my favorite Green Day records. All right, we got to boil. Echo. Set timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
Boil these puppies.
By the way, you have a new notification.
Stop.
Do you want to hear
Echo, stop. No. Stop trying to overhelp. Please, thank you. All right, we boil for 2 minutes. We turn off the heat cover and let it sit for an hour. So, and in that hour, I will film some stuff and figure out what my dinner is. I was thinking about I didn't make bacon. I was thinking about putting that chicken breast with some bacon and cheese and like white bread, but I should probably just eat the chicken breast and maybe some kimchi or something. But then again, I very, very underate yesterday, so I feel like I should have something reasonable today.
I'm just constantly hungry.
Yeah, that's Mary's problem. See, that's where the booze helps me. I'm too busy drinking to get hungry once I start drinking.
Yeah, that's a shit ton of calories.
Is it though?
Yes, it is actually. Just because you go, doesn't make the calories disappear.
I mean, it's worked in the past. Ooh, I'm excited. I realized I get 2 Azure dinners this week. Actually, technically, we might have 2 Azure dinners if you're going tomorrow. Because Thursday we got that other one.
I really shouldn't, because goddamn, it's Alfredo. It's
I know.
delicious, but
But chicken and grilled chicken, broccoli, fettuccine Alfredo, Azure style. You know, they don't give huge portions. They portion you just right. Like, you don't have to, but
I'm probably wrong.
I know. I love you. I'm such a terrible influence on her.
You are.
That's
I
okay.
put on sounds right.
You're a good influence on me. You got me to buy the vegetarian book. And then this is actually vegan, what we're making. So, kind of cool. And I'm making twice as many chickpeas, so the other half can go in like a salad or something, because I'm kind of thinking I might make a salad later this week, like a fancy salad. All right, Echo, dismiss timer. So we turn that off. We cover, and we're just gonna move it off the heat. Echo, set timer for 1 hour.
1 hour, starting now.
I see you. And that's that. Okay, so it's been an hour. They've soaked. Let's look down here. Blah, blah, blah. Still warm. It smells good. It smells really good. All right, so let's get it up and boiling so we can bring it down to a simmer for an hour. So we get a little high heat so we can get that water heated back up. And then they're gonna simmer for an hour. Then the fun begins. It's 7:10 p.m. I've not eaten yet. I think Mary reminded me I have some lettuce boats we took home from Korea, and if they're still good, I'm gonna chop up some of my buffalo chicken, a little pickled red onion, maybe dice a little cilantro, even though I don't really wanna. Maybe some little healthy tacos. Plus, you know, I gotta get through those chicken thighs. Last couple left, so yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're now watching the pot, waiting it to boil. But you know what they say about a watched pot? You should be smoking it instead. That's what they say. In the states where it's legal. Is that how that works? As far as I'm concerned, yes. So anyways, I'm just prepping stuff for my own little dinner make here. While we wait. And of course, kind of wanted to already be watching this movie if we're gonna, but the thing that's gonna be a bummer is I will have to pause in the middle to come finish this, so the timing is weird, but I don't like doing that, but every now and then it's what you gotta do. Alright, so that out. Get my cilantro. I got these cucumbers too, man. There's a slaw mix in there. Actually, I may clean these bad boys up and mandolin them so I can start having some other veggies for dipping. Did I buy 2 bundles? I think I bought 2 bundles because they looked a little weak. I did indeed buy 2 bundles, okay. Well, we'll just dice up 1 right now. I guess I could move the camera over. You can at least watch me do this while we wait on this stuff to boil, huh? I mean, you know, this has nothing to do with tonight's dinner. You may not see the result, but at least we can have something a little more interesting than waiting on it to boil, right? Let's see. I see why this is weird. They got this cilantro this time. They got it from somewhere different. Can't find where the rubber band is continued to be attached. What the hell? Crap baskets. Okay. Take some of the stems off here, although there's not nearly as many stems as usual. Some of this stuff I'm dropping everywhere. A little rinsey, a little dinsey rinsey. And I'm a dummy who forgot to take his ring off. Alright, we're starting to see some bubbles around the edge here. Go ahead and take my ring off while I cut up this cilantro. Smells good. Shing! Put this cilantro back away for later, perhaps for a salsa or a pesto. Guess I could also slice up a lime and give myself a little lime squeeze, but probably not. Actually, what I should do is go ahead and get that chicken out so it'll start getting the chill off. Oh shit, I got more of these than I need. So. Alright, we're almost boiling here. So I'm gonna wait. I guess I don't put it on the lid, but I will need to simmer down. Simmer down now, simmer down. Get a little thing for the excess cilantro while I'm waiting. Alright. I'm gonna say that's good enough, so we're gonna bring it down to a simmer. Take it down to medium. We'll keep an eye on it till we get it at a consistent simmer, but we're gonna go from there. So Echo, set timer for 1 hour. Echo, set timer for 1 hour.
1 hour, starting now.
There we go. All right, so we'll be back in an hour, or a little under an hour. We'll preheat the oven to 450. Yeah, we got to preheat the oven to 450. We're gonna line a tray with tin foil, and we're gonna mix our spices. So we'll come back a little before this is done and get that going. And then we can roast these some bitches and see what we think. All right, here we go. Okay, so I've added a lot of water to the pot because it kept soaking in, and we went almost, it's been about an extra 15 minutes, but I just tasted one. They're quite tender now. So we're gonna mix up the spice mix real fast. This is pretty easy. We got 3 ingredients. We got smoked paprika, we got garlic powder, and we got some cayenne pepper. So we need a 1/4 teaspoon of the smoked paprika. And I have had my dinner. Makes life a lot better. Okay, we got the smoky pap. We need a, where is it? I lost it. 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. Oh my God, you know what? I'm an idiot. I'm a total idiot. It's actually supposed to, I used the 1/8 teaspoon for the smoky pap. Hey, at least I caught it. Of course, that's the only, wait, what am I doing? Okay, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. Oh boy, don't screw this up.
Breathe.
Breathe? What's breathing never done for anybody? Okay. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and, while I've got this, get the, fighting a sneeze. I lost. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I will be. 1/8 teaspoon of the cayenne. Ah. There we go. Okay, and we got the paprika correct now. All right, we'll do that. And then we need the 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. Does not seem like a lot of spice mix, but we'll see. And I don't need you, you can go back in here. Now we're gonna go ahead and turn off the heat. All right, now we need to drain. So I don't feel like using a gigantic colander. So hopefully this will be enough to catch everything. So let me see if I can give you an angle on this. Can I do this one-handed? Probably not. Shit. Damn it. I guess it works, right? I'll do it on the other side where this that strainer can kind of sit. Okay, that works. Set that aside, let that cool. Okay, I guess I need a cup. It wants to do 3 cups of cooked beans. I have a prepared thing down here, so, and the oven has preheated to 450. Excuse me. All right, so I'm gonna read my instructions just real fast here. All right, toss the oil and the chickpeas together in a prepared sheet pan. Roast for 30 minutes until the chickpeas are crispy. So we're just oiling and roasting. Then we're gonna hit it with salt and pepper and the spice mix at the end, I think. We're gonna transfer the chickpeas to a paper towel lined bowl, lightly blot any excess oil, slip the paper towel out of the bowl and toss the crispy chickpeas with a few pinches of salt, black pepper, and spice mixture. Okay, so, all right, so let's attempt to get 3 cups worth of these beans carefully onto this pan, without losing too many down the sink. We're not breaking up the beans too bad. And I'm sure this is not like rocket science, be perfect, so I'm gonna call that 1 cup. Just using a soup spoon to get it into the cup, so I'm not like using the metal cup and smushing everything. And I don't know if I told you, but I did have my lettuce boat tacos, and they were quite delicious. And we will only be doing one movie review because we are out of time. Actually, you know what we could do, Mary? And people don't hold me to this. Is real quick, we'll shoot a segment of how much we're pissed off at America's Got Talent. Because we are going to be watching the finale, the results tonight. So there's 2 cups.
Yeah.
And we know that Cody guy is he's such a ringer. I mean, he's good, but it's like, ugh, can it not be a singer?
Yeah.
Can it not be America's Got a Sob Story? I mean, at least give it to that choir. If you're gonna go that route. Are they still in? I think they're still in.
Well, yeah, because they got going about.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You haven't actually voted anybody out yet, okay.
Yeah, this one,
Okay.
they decided to fluff last week for the actual show.
Right. Okay, so there's our 3 cups of that. How much olive, you can use third cup of vegetable oil or a third a cup of extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna throw gloves on and use my hands to thoroughly coat all this. Let's get our third a cup, right? Let me, don't fuck up, Eric. Third a cup of extra virgin olive oil, okay. Nice. Echo, dismiss timer. All right. I think I can do this with one glove. One glove. As we've discussed, if you're new here, I tend to use gloves because overwashing my hands is pretty bad for my eczema. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Just kind of roll them around in it. Some of these crevice beans. All right. Space them out a little bit so the sides can get a little crispier. I imagine that's not in the recipe, that's just something I feel like is probably true. And then we're gonna make sure that I am correct that we don't do any seasoning before they go in. Transfer the chickpeas, toss the oil and chickpeas together on a prepared sheet, and then roast. And then after the bowl, toss them with some salt, black pepper mixture. Okay. So we're good to roast these for 30 minutes at 450. It's finally time for Eric to get some wine. So this is a lie. My oven mitt is currently a lie. All right, we'll put these in the oven. Oh my God, I dropped them all. Echo, set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Starting now.
All right, I'm gonna clean up a little bit, have some wine. We're gonna start watching stuff. All right, hey, we got like less than 2 minutes till we pull these out and make sure they're crispy. But I need to do a bowl. Let's do a, you wanna do a metal bowl and then, no. We'll do this. I'll just use a gloved hand to toss them around in. So we got that. We wanna get a couple paper towels into that bowl. Let me bring you in here. Sorry for all the shaky. Tighten that up. Good, that's cool enough. So we already made our spice mixture. Got the pepper ready. Got the salt ready. Got to find my thing. Got about a minute on the clock. Take a quick little look-see. Not that I can visually tell, but they do look like they have darkened and released some juices. Smells good over by the oven. That's a good sign. It's now 9:07 p.m. So I guess this took about 3 hours. Almost. drinking some delicious wine. What wine am I drinking tonight? Am I on the Barefoot? Yeah, I'm on the Barefoot. I have like 3 different Sauvignon Blancs I go through now, as we've talked about. It smells good over here. Mary's hungry too, so good thing these are vegan, because she's not. And like I said, I think you could do all kinds of spice mixtures here. I just wanted to start with what the book did, and then maybe I'll play with something. Because I'm almost like, what if we did like a dill version, you know, or something like that. So, could be interesting. Ancho chili, maybe. I don't know. Mustard seed. All right, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Echo, dismiss. Ooh, these smell good. Some are definitely a bit more browned than others. See, look at that. Look at that. All right, now, I guess the question is, how do I want to get them in here? I guess we'll use like a slotted spoon. Sure. Try not to tear the tin foil. I got the weekend on my brain because it's something I said that you'll see later in the video. That one's looking like it might be. I think we're gonna skip that one. That one looks kind of burnt. Like tooth chipping burnt. Might have should have done a double layer of paper towel here. Actually, let's go ahead and blot away some excess before we cover all these up. Okay. You know what, screw it. We're gonna put this one in here. We're just gonna make sure that we eat these carefully. God, they smell so good. And you don't have to use the spice mixture. That is considered optional. You can just salt and pepper these if you're looking for something a little more basic. I'm sure there's some sweet version you could probably create too. Almost got them in.
Okay, so you roasted them and then you add the spices.
Yeah. While they're still warm and a little oily so they stick.
Hopefully they'll be cool enough for you to toss.
They should be. Obviously, I do not have a big enough bowl to legitimately toss, so I am going to just glove up and work the spices by hand.
Might be pretty nice.
Almost there. Come on, really?
Of course.
A little extra blotty blot here. All right, a little pinch of salt. Said a few pinches, so let's. We're not gonna go overboard though. There we go.
Did you actually mix up the stuff inside the cup before you start sprinkling?
When I shake it around like that, it does a pretty good job.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually saw it mixing as you were doing that.
Pro tip from the non-pro. Oh God, it smells good. Warm oil's hitting with that. They are definitely a little hot. Well, I'm able to do it, just...
Very, very careful.
Yeah. Whew. Ha! It's the ones on the bottom because they've been sitting down there in the oil catching them. So this is pretty similar to the way you can make some like seasoned nuts. Except you don't have to like roast those because the nuts tend to already be roasted. All right, that seems pretty good. Nice and mixed in. Now let's get the paper towel out of the way. Catching some of the extra seasoning and working it about while we do that. There we go. There they are. Okay. When Mary comes back, we will do a taste test. And here is your nice little close-up of these beauties. Looking pretty tasty. Smelling pretty awesome. Definitely smell the cayenne. Actually, paprika is what I'm smelling. And touch of the cayenne. I'm gonna hand this off to you so we can get a nice thumbnail because we forgot last time. Ooh. Mmm. All right, well, let's just grab a couple and see what we think here.
It sounds like maybe a corn nut type of...
I was just gonna say, good a little of that corn nut crunchiness. Didn't really get a lot of the seasoning on those. Go for these. Probably could use a little more salt. They're not bad. I'm gonna try one of the really black ones very carefully, see how crunchy they are. Oh, actually those come apart easier than the others. I think it's one of those building flavors. Like I'm getting more the more I eat them. That's pretty good. Yeah, I could totally chow down on those actually. Oh yeah, I definitely got some cayenne on that one. Oh yeah. Yeah, the more I eat that, the more I really like it. I can't say it's the best snack I've ever made, but...
So roughly, how much is a serving?
I don't know. You gotta ask me something more specific.
Oh, like, what's considered a serving of garbanzo beans?
Oh, I don't know. I just used the whole bag. Hold on, I can check maybe. Still looking for what you think about flavor-wise, though.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
All right. Serving size is a 1/4 cup. And it's 110 calories. So this is half the bag. Let's see. 10 servings. So this is gonna be 5 servings. There's 550 calories in there plus the oil. Approximately.
I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of flavor outside of the garbanzo flavor.
Yeah, I agree. And some of them have a little bit more than others. That's what I thought. It's like it's a little light on the seasoning, but also maybe they need to sit in it some. I just grabbed some. I like that they're warm though. I do like the garbanzo, like as a crispy thing. And definitely some of them are a little more less crisp, and those are kind of perfect texture-wise, I say.
I think I finally got a decent amount of seasoning. Tongue's a little tingly. Still not sure about the flavor.
But it's definitely not entirely your profile.
Yeah. I think like maybe doing like a garlic salt version maybe.
I can see that.
Might be fun.
I'd say more salty, more garlicky.
I don't necessarily need a hot element.
Right, I do. I would probably make this mixture, just put a bunch more garlic powder and more salt in it, but keep the other ingredients about the same.
Yeah.
Because I do kind of like those. That's pretty dang good. Actually, it's really growing on me the more I eat it.
I wonder if it's still good when it's cold.
Well, I'm sure. Better when it's warm, but
First, I'm just hungry as fuck right now. For some
yeah,
reason.
there's that too. Okay, well there you go. Pretty nice little vegan delicacy. I told y'all I'd start making more vegan stuff.
Or at least vegetarian.
No, this is actually vegan.
Well, I'm not saying everything you have to make, it has to be vegan.
Oh no, you're asking for vegetarian. I'm saying I've been telling them I would do more vegan for a while because like Darcy and all that. I have a lot of vegan friends. Yeah, man. Oh, let's figure this out though. Echo, how many calories in a third a cup of extra virgin olive oil?
According to an Alexa Answers computer, there are 630 calories in a 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil.
God damn! Well, obviously, a lot of it's left on there. But I'm gonna say that's probably 200 calories of oil on there at least, and that stay on there even after the blotting and.
Ooh, okay. I've
6, 7.
now had enough of my tongue is kind of on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably 800 calories, this whole bowl, if I'm being safe. So this is probably not the best diet food. I'm liking it though. This is growing on me the more I eat it.
It's more nutritionally sound than your average chip or whatever.
That's true. It'd be good in a salad. All right, well there you go.
Good job.
Let's get on with the rest of the vlog. All right, so real quick, we're just gonna tell you we have 5 minutes or less to tell you the story of our wedding photo.
So I should tell it.
Yeah, and I'll just chime in and tell the parts you get wrong or don't hit dramatic tension.
Oh.
I'm squeezing your butt. I'm sorry, what?
So I finally.
And real quick, just preface to this, because it may sound like, at no point are we upset with the wedding photographer. Like, we're equally to blame in some of the delays here, but okay, go ahead.
So I kept nudging Eric because other people keep nudging me because they would really like to have the photos.
Well, we should start at the beginning. Like,
Well, okay, you tell the story.
well, no, I mean, like, that it first took forever
I thought
because we couldn't.
I thought we were updating, not telling.
No,
the
no,
whole
we're telling the story.
Okay, you tell the story.
I'll
then.
do a quick update. Previously on wedding photos, we were given an SD card after like a month or so once we got back because we weren't in a hurry for it. He emailed us some stuff on the phone, but people kept pestering us like we should get them. We got the card. We couldn't get it to load in a Mac. We finally loaded it in a PC and found out it looks like it did not have any of his edited photos. It was just all the raw files. So then it took us another month or two. He put it on a USB drive, and then we finally went out with him and his lady Rose, you know, from Sugar Mamas. You've seen him at her wedding, Brando and Rose, and to Korean food the other night, and he gave us a USB drive. I took my computer, I even plugged it in, and I thought it was just slow downloading. But okay, go ahead.
No, you keep going. You've gotten this far.
So we had a delightful Korean food meal.
Yeah.
Korean barbecue, first time, you know, hadn't really done the I mean, I've had Korean, but the barbecue. Spicy sliced pork, really, really tasty. Mary had.
The sweet potato noodle thing.
The point of doing this as a bit, by the way, is to get you into the vlog a little more than one movie review. So if you do want to tell parts of the story, I'm trying to bring you in. You keep giving me that fabulous Mary framing, too. She's
I'm trying not to be like right on top of you.
You want to be right on top of me in the weekend.
But
I like that he's Kilroying, by the way.
Also, I'm so hungry.
All right. Well, so anyways, when I put it in my computer, they were kind of half gray, like it was just slow loading. I thought maybe it was a slow USB drive or whatever. And then we went about our thing, talked about a possible press photo shoot for me and all that, and just hung out and shot the shit and just had a good time with our friends. An amazing meal and all
burned
that.
a lot of meat.
Yeah, burned a lot. Well, no, it's charred. It was delicious. Nothing. I had one piece that tasted burnt. Everything else was tasting awesome. But you know, we were all learning how to do it. So, and some like pojan, the kimchi, pojan, how do you say it? Amazing.
The pancake thing.
Yeah, with kimchi in it. But
I try. He's like, it's not spicy. I take a bite. He's like, the fuck you mean it's not spicy?
and then I realized most bites weren't spicy, but every once in a while I caught a spicy bite, and I happened to give her one.
Yeah.
So anyways, we get home and I try to load it, and I realize, it's still half grayed out. And after digging around, trying to move things, trying to restore things, it turns out it's corrupt. And the vast majority were corrupt images. And I was like, God damn it. So I get back to Brandon, and he's like, oh man, something like Magnet and Rose's purse might have fucked it up or something, or he may have ejected it because it was kind of a wonky drive. But luckily, he still had all the files. So he was gonna swing me by another card later that week. And of course, we all realized between him and me both, it's equal. It's like, okay, so another week, it'll be 2 months. But then he realized, and I meant to suggest this to him, that he just threw it on a Google Drive, so I was able to download it. And all the wedding photos are here, and they're fucking glorious. 220 something pretty awesome photos that she hasn't looked at yet for some reason. And I've looked at plenty, and I'll post some on the social medias. And we are very cute. And there's one where she's about to slit my throat cutting the cake, and it's adorable because we're weird. What else? I mean, you can't really tell them much because you haven't seen that.
No, that's pretty much everything. You know, I keep looking at your shirt, and I'm kind of getting like grown-up Huey Freeman vibes.
I can see that. You know why?
Why?
Because he's a motherfucking star boy. Look what I got. I want to go back to Halloween.
Okay.
All right, so we got to finish the cooking thing. It's about done. So that's all we got to tell you there. Sorry for short Mary. Sorry for short Mary. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
So, The Last of Us, episode 7. I don't think I'll be spoiling. I'll try to tell you if I'm gonna. But I really enjoyed this episode yet again. Definitely yet again brought some tears to my eyes. And I realized, like, obviously I'm an easy one for crying at these kind of things. Get very emotionally invested. And I really just roll with it and let it wash over me. But I don't know that I've ever had another show I've ever watched or anything like that where every single episode gets me that level of emotional before it's over. So again, kudos to the team doing this. It is just fantastic. Casting, because we had kind of the flashback episode here. Casting is amazing. Now, I have not actually played that DLC. I did not get to it. I was trying, but I just didn't get around to it. So I don't know how much they changed or what, but I have a feeling they didn't really change much, or at least what they did, I'm sure they changed for good reason and it worked. It seems like everybody else is very happy with it. And, again, it's just such a great character study. And getting to see how certain elements that have already been revealed end up happening. And, like, things like where the gag book comes from, or the pun book and all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed it. And the chemistry there was so beautiful and so sweet. And I just think it's another fantastic episode of a fantastic show. And the way they went to the flashback with that moment of what's going on with Joel and her decision, that's a pretty great in and out point they did. And kind of the juxtaposition at the end, also fantastic. I thought it might end up being a little more epic in the sense of how many of the infected or whatever, but it didn't, and that's fine. It didn't need it. It was just enough. I do very much appreciate the Halloween store, even though I'm not sure they had Spirit Halloweens back then, but it felt very much like a Spirit Halloween. I mean, I was alive back then. I guess this is 2000 or something when the world shut down, so maybe they did. I guess they did. But amazing job on the art department there too, because I saw the behind the scenes, and it's not like that was digitally. I'm sure there's some digital, set extension and whatnot, but that was pretty much a shut down mall that they really set decked to look that way, and it's like, wow, just freaking wow. Like, that's like the magic of movies. That's one of my favorite things. I mean, it took me back to the Dawn of the Dead. Like, the whole thing I love about Dawn of the Dead is, like, how cool would it be to actually have a whole mall to go film in? And, this is kind of doing that for me again. It's just one of those things that always made me love filmmaking in the process. So, great episode, great actors. Bella Ramsey is an amazing choice. So, awesome. Cool, let's talk about something else. Hey, all right, movie review time. Sadly, we are only going to get to one. We did not have time. We were going to watch Knock at the Cabin in the Woods on the Edge of Tomorrow in the park after dark. But we haven't gotten to it yet. So maybe next week we'll talk about that. But we did go see Cocaine Bear. Now, we went on a Thursday to Regal, so we can get, really good acoustics and everything. I did miss out, and I didn't mention this in the Mutant Fam Meet Up, that a lot of them went to the big Kentucky theater premiere that was packed and full of press, and they had the real Cocaine Bear there and all that stuff. But anyways, that was fun. If you were there, I imagine they had Cocaine Bear cookies for everybody, all kinds of stuff. They all got real high. Anyways, but they apparently had a rowdy audience that really loved the movie, and you know what? So did we. And I believe we very much loved that movie. I know I did.
We didn't have a rowdy audience. We had a talky audience. We had like 2 separate groups of conversations going on.
They were a little talky, yeah, but I mean by rowdy, I mean like they were into the movie is what I mean. Like we were all laughing and having a good old time. It wasn't as bad as the talking and Winnie the Pooh that you didn't experience, but yeah, you like the movie? Let's keep that on. Let's actually start with that.
No, it was fun. It's definitely a dark comedy.
It's way more violent and brutal than I anticipated, which I loved. There's a particular moment near the end, and I won't spoil what it is, but there's an effect so gruesome that Mary didn't just hide her face. She hid her whole body, and then after like a few seconds, she starts to pull back, and I'm like, no, sweetie, not yet. It's still happening. But I also think a lot of the gore, as good and gruesome as it was, you were able to handle a lot of it because it is at the same time kind of like really comedic, like darkly funny gore. For instance, no spoilers, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about with the ambulance.
Yeah.
There's also an incredible comedic line that got the whole, it plays way better. It's like the best line in the movie involving mentioning a beaver. And then I think for me, it was great. The pacing is just right. It's the right length. It's definitely an exploitation. Like this would have been at home on like an Animal Attack horror section. But also it does have, with a bigger budget, of course, and takes itself a bit more seriously, but it does have a bit of a Sharknado, like later Sharknado spirit to it. Like it does know what it's trying to be, and it executes that beautifully. Like it wants you to have a good time. It wants you to laugh. It wants you to hoot and holler. And I did have the thought, in case you're worried about this, I had the thought in the middle of the movie, and then I found out like none of that movie is really true, except a bear on cocaine, really. But I started to think, it's like, man, we're all having a great time. We're laughing at all this misfortune, and I thought, I really hope a lot of this is not real, or else it's a shitty move to make all that realism funny, or that we feel bad for laughing at it. But you're fine. The stuff that actually happens is not the real stuff, so feel free, guilt-free to laugh at all of that. And I thought they did just enough of character development and spent just enough with the characters to make you care just enough to, you know, go on a ride and have something to happen, so it's not just a bear, you know, roaming around or whatever. Like you did kind of have a plot to follow and why everybody's paths were crossing and how it all kind of came together. And there is one little side plot that's a little extra goofy with the knife boys, we'll just say. But my God, it's so much fun. Those dudes are so stupid and realistically stupid. Like, I've met people like that. They exist. I heard somebody else complaining about accents. Like, we're in Kentucky. There's a lot of accents in Kentucky. I've heard all those accents. They were authentic.
Taking place in Tennessee.
Well, I know it starts in Kentucky and then moves to Tennessee, but I'm saying, you know, because we're in that same area.
Yeah.
That's why it made a big deal in Kentucky, because it starts in Paris, Kentucky. And I believe the cop is from Kentucky, too, so. The hashtag not Roy Wood Jr., right? But man, and the subplot he had with a little dog was really, really cute too. And oh my God, the O'Shea Jackson, I think is his name. By the way, I finally figured out why I always think I know him. Well, he was in Obi-Wan. The guy in the jersey that was he was sent to get the cocaine with his. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he was in Obi-Wan. He was like helping people escape from that one planet.
Okay.
But he's Ice Cube's son. And I was like, oh, that's why he immediately looked familiar before I'd ever seen him in anything. So I was like, okay.
He does look a lot like his dad.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like like his own man, but at the same time, there's enough of his daddy's DNA in there. You know, it's like, yeah, he is definitely Ice Cube's kid. But he was great.
Because I was going like, because I was kind of like, is that?
Right? But it's like, he's too young, he couldn't be. But man, I loved it. And I loved all the little characters and the side plot. And that whole thing with like the ex-criminal grieving over his wife and all that. Like, and the 20 questions bit, my God. Like, it's just, everything in there was so much fun. But the action, like the gore set pieces. And I think you could say that the trailer sort of shows you a lot of it, but it really doesn't. Like, it may show you a lot of setups or a lot of brief moments of a lot of things from the movie, but there's a lot that's not in those trailers, and the payoffs of a lot of the things shown in the trailers are not nearly shown in the trailers. And that's why I was so pleasantly surprised when I'm like, oh, this is a hard R. Hells yeah. And again, I mean, it knows how to start, it knows how to just keep moving, it never dragged for me, it never got dull.
I'd say the kid actor is also really good.
Yeah, I thought both the kid actors were really good.
Yeah, but particularly the boy, but that might partly because he's got more screen time, but...
But yeah, and I think that's what's fun about them too, is they aren't Hollywood movie kids, like they're written as real kids, you know, that would live in those kind of lives and do that kind of things. And oh my God, when they find a certain package and somebody's done it before, I try to be like very vague, but that whole bit was really fucking hilarious. And I mean, even just the silly opening with the hikers and stuff, which, you know, like, but I mean, like everything in there, nothing in there is frivolous. Everything comes to fruition and pays off too in ways like you kind of forget about, and then it's like, oh, that was great, that was great, that was great. And then it doesn't overstay its welcome. It has a really great climax, and then it just kind of ends, and you're good. You know, like a good B movie should. So I think this is B movie greatness. It deserves all the money it's made. It came in #2 at the box office.
Did we have a mid-credit scene? I think there was a mid-credit scene.
Wasn't there like a couple of scenes, or am I confusing that with something else we saw?
There's at least one mid-credit scene. Now I'm thinking about it.
Well, I think it's like kind of early in the credits. Like they have a few credits, then a little scene happens, and there's a few credits, and another little scene happens.
Maybe.
And then I think we were expecting a third, but it was really just like the two, because it felt paced like there would be a third. You know, just kind of wrapping up some other, just in case you were curious with a couple of threads that, you know, so. But again, very well done. And I don't know how, they could do a sequel, which would be hilarious. Actually, oh my God, yes. You know what you gotta call it. Son of Cocaine Bear. Like they need to, there needs, that would be amazing. Again, not spoiling anything. You know, that was just a fun thought that popped in my brain because we haven't had a son of kind of sequel to anything in a long time. Although Peter Jackson almost made Son of Kong, and that would have been an amazing sequel to his Kong movie. I saw some stuff about what they were planning to do. But yeah, man, I loved it. I highly recommend it. It's great in the theater. It's great in the crowd. It's a great time to laugh. I'm definitely going to buy it, and I'm going to be watching that over and over. And I hope we do get a sequel because this was very successful. I don't know what its budget is, but it did like 23 or 28 million opening weekend, which feels like that's probably more, because it feels like it's maybe a $20 million movie, you know? So if that was their opening weekend, good on you, Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, and I did not recognize Kerry Russell, by the way.
Oh, me either, until the credits. And because we were both like, God, she looks familiar. We found out after as we were thinking she looked so familiar. And then boom, oh yeah, as soon as we saw the credit, oh duh, that's who that is.
You know, I would be okay if they don't do a sequel to this. Mostly because it's just sort of perfect on its own. Yeah,
I'm sure the sequel will be worse, but I mean, I come from that.
But I'd be more than happy to see like the writer, director, or whoever do something else.
Well, Elizabeth Banks is the director. And,
okay.
You know, like she's gotten better and better. I haven't gotten around to watching her Charlie's Angels. I wanted to see it. I heard it's terrible, but I like a lot of terrible movies, so. And yeah, I mean, it's fine if this is a one-off, and I'm sure if they did a sequel, like all horror slasher sequels, it would be diminished, but I would still have a good time with it. I'd be ready with my drinks in the theater and just partying down. Okay, that's all we got movie review wise. Sorry, it's been busy, man. All right, we'll see some more stuff. We'll talk to you about that later. We got something else to do. All right, so again, last night, this Sunday, we did every 3 months now, we're doing our Mutant Fam Meet Up. So if you follow me and you know what's up, you know I'm a big fan of the Joe Bob Briggs, the last drive-in particularly, especially because of the crew and all my pals over there. But, you know, it introduced me to the Mutant family, the best thing to come out of the whole Joe Bob revival, and it is literally what we call Mutant Fam. And basically, that just means we're not like other people. We're sick, we're disgusting. We believe in blood, breasts, and beasts. If life had a vomit meter, we'd be off the scale. Yeah, basically, Mutant Fam, real Mutant Fam is like, we're just not judgmental. Even if we hate a movie, we're not pricks about it. We understand we're all gonna like different things, and we like a lot of weird stuff, and we like a lot of things a lot of the world would consider garbage, but we will find love for it. We got love for it. We got love for all of it. And it's not just horror. It is because the revival has happened on Shudder. It's predominantly horror because that's all you can really do on Shudder for the most part. But it's really grindhouse. It's drive-in affair. It's all B movies, you know, and, you know, it's got like, it's basically made by a whole bunch of Trauma alumni and that, you know. But Mutant Fam, that's all you gotta do. You just gotta be cool. Don't be a dick. You don't gotta be cool. I mean, you are cool if you're a Mutant Fam, even if you don't think you are, but just don't be a dick. Don't hate on things and tell people not to like things because you don't like it. And, you know, as long as you like some weird shit, you're in. That's pretty much all there is to it. And so we have these mutant meetups. Now, we were the first one. There's a few other places. They've started doing them in Atlanta. I know there's a California one that's had a couple of times. I know they're talking about a Chicago one. But it's like just a mini gathering. So in our Kentucky one, this is our third one, and we do them every 3 months. And we get together at a brewery and, you know, just drink beers, hang out, shoot the shit. You know, just see our fam between jamborees, basically. At least the local ones. And then we have some people that even drive. Like Joe drives from Atlanta every time, but Joe's fucking awesome. So I'm glad he makes the trip all the time. And it's another good time. I usually get there a couple hours late because, you know, I ain't getting anywhere at 3 p.m. especially if I need to shower. But yeah, so I went out there as usual. And the one thing that was a little bit different is, I think last time, Lady Kendra that kind of runs it, she's our mutant mama in this case, I think she may have brought a movie or two. She was giving like prizes for whoever drove the furthest or whatever. And then she was going to give some movies away this time. And I was like, shit, I'm going to give some movies away. I've got all these boxes of things where I get duplicates from like Horror Pack, or we accidentally bought duplicates. And what am I going to do? I'm going to take them to half price books and get a quarter for them. Or I can give them to a mutant that doesn't have them or hasn't seen them and bring them some joy. So I decided I was going to take a bunch of movies. And apparently a bunch of other people decided to bring a bunch of movies. So it just kind of became like this big like, hey, here's my stack. Pick one out, you know, of everybody. And then, of course, I had my new CDs and my old CDs and some Zeppos. And so I started laying out all my shit. And I just suddenly felt like, I feel like I'm setting up a table at a convention and we're all joking like, yeah, I need a sign that says, you know, autograph $10, photograph $10, both for 15. So I joked about like taking a banner. I would have a Zeppo banner and just like putting that down on the table next time and actually putting out a sign. I mean, I was giving stuff away, but except the new CD. But I did give two because it's a couple people's birthdays and they're both super fucking supportive of me. So I just felt like I had to hook them up. But, you know, stay there till 10. It was interesting though this time because I had a couple of beers, and on the second beer, I finally tried, they have a beer cheese out there. Got like 4 ounces of beer cheese. It was really good. Like a small sleeve, 2 small sleeves of like Ritz crackers. Delicious. I also had 2 cold hush puppies because somebody didn't want them and I was curious to try them. They were delicious. And before I know it, it's like 9 o'clock and I never got dinner, and I'm like 3 beers in and just ordered my 4th one, which was, by the way, a Mexican chocolate porter. Well, West 6th Brewery. Fucking delicious. And I was like, you know what though? I ain't hungry. So I was like, okay, that was my dinner. Hence partially why I lost a good chunk of weight yesterday. I was quite tipsy though, but in a good way. But as always, it was a great freaking time. You know, like Chad and Mandy and all those people out there, and Kev, you know, of course, Kendra and Matt, and just so many people. And I didn't get to talk to quite everybody, but you know, it's just a fun group, and I love seeing my family. And it's a nice little holdover until we can actually get to the Jamboree. So that was the Mutant Fam Meet Up. Good times. All right, so let's do the music update. Start with 6. We're getting close to winding down on 6. You know, but I guess I've done 3 of the lyric videos, 3 to go. Next one coming out is an instrumental. It's El Loco, so it's not really much lyrics in that video. But I do have a pretty cool video that's just about done via Rotor Videos. And we have actually, since I couldn't do a lyric sheet, I kind of designed like a movie poster. And what's very cool about that is I loved it so much, and it has another semi-famous mutant, you know, he's got some real stuff going on there, and it's a really cool poster. So I actually retrofitted it into an 11 by 17, and we're actually going to print, like, you know, have real 11 by 17 printed for about 100, and I'm sure we'll be selling them in the shop at some point. And I think that's going to be really cool, and we just finalized it, so I actually get to send that off to the shop tonight. Also, Mary finally, well, I'll get to that. So, you know, still got the 6 stuff to get out, and I'm still learning from that. I've been running like some Twitter ads and stuff just to kind of feel some cheaper Twitter ads to feel out what's going to help, what's not going to help. And I have been learning a lot. So that's pretty much all there is to tell you about 6, except in case you didn't see me unboxing the 300 CDs. The other day. Let me just show these puppies off. They turned out beautifully. You know, shrink wrap. The CD itself looks really good. I don't have my opened one down here, so I can't quite show you that. They will be available for purchase. They're gonna be like $4.99 in my store. I haven't sent anything to Amazon yet. I'm working on that, but I'm setting up my store, which leads into the story I'll tell you. So I've been using Spring, formerly Teespring, the print on demand for like my t-shirts and stuff. Because back when I signed up, that was pretty much the only store you could use for YouTube that would tie to your YouTube and display with your videos. They've always been kind of pricey, always very slow shipping, and I've never tried to contact them, but I hear it's really a pain in the ass. And I had ordered samples of like 3 different shirts and 2 stickers like over a month ago at this point. And I mean, I just got one. The stickers came pretty quick, but I just got one of the shirts. And I'm still waiting on the other 2 that say they have shipped, but they haven't gotten a tracking yet, so I know they haven't actually shipped. And the bummer is, the one shirt I got turned out great. It's comfortable, it looks nice, you know, but I mean, you know, I think they charge like $18.99 a shirt or something. And that's before I put any profit on top of it. And also they were supposed to be able to tie into Shopify, which is what I need to be able to sell physical goods. And I want one store where if you're going to buy some shirts and like a CD or whatever, you don't have to check out multiple times. That's the whole idea of blending it all into a Shopify. So basically I found out, well, maybe 8 months to a year ago, they stopped connecting with Shopify. So I'm like, oh, good. Now that I got a sample and I like it, I have to completely switch over to a new print-on-demand company. Good thing is, the one I found seems to be way, way better. Much higher rated, way less expensive. Like the t-shirt samples I ordered at base cost were like $10.95. So I can sell my shirts a lot cheaper and still make a couple bucks if anybody buys them. And they have some other very cool products as well that we're working on getting out. But one of the things I like about it is I can choose like the brand and style of shirt they use. Like, so I chose Gildan 5000s because I'm like, most of my shirts are that, and I know that's really good. So I really like that. They also do embroidery and a whole bunch of other stuff, and it does tie into my Shopify. Now, my Shopify is live, but you may notice that things say they aren't going to start shipping until a certain date because I haven't officially launched the shop, but I needed it on my Spotify because I'm trying to make my profile look as full and properly handled as possible to better my chances with the song pitch landing me on an editorial playlist. But because I had to switch all those stores and learn Shopify, it was so much deeper than I thought. And because I was like looking into international shipping, and at first I was like, well, I was gonna ship to everywhere. And then I started freaking out because I'm like, wait a minute, what about like import taxes and duty taxes and all this stuff I don't know for some of these countries. So I was like, well, maybe I don't ship internationally. But then I'm like, but you know, Canada and the UK and maybe even Australia, I know there's a lot of people out there that like to buy my stuff. So I did set it up for those territories, and we'll try to add more in the future if there's a demand for it. But, you know, it's coming along, and I'm using an old website domain I've had for a long time, not really used, Planet Zeppo, which I've always toyed with, and now we're pretty much going with. That's going to be kind of the name of my company, if you will. I mean, I'm still just a sole proprietor, but if it needs to go professional LLC or whatever, we'll do that. So it's basically like Planet Zeppo is my record company now, and you know, it's my merchandise company and the store and all that stuff. And so I made a cool little logo for that I'm quite thrilled with. And since I already owned all the handles, that's pretty nice as well. So you can keep an eye out for that. So all that's pretty cool. And now we're on to what's left to tell you about the Mary EP Part 1. Again, March 24th, 2023. Midnight East Coast time. It drops. Please, please, please. Like, go listen to it immediately. I will try to set up a pre-save about a week out, or, you know, and obviously I'm going to be promoting it. But especially the more people that listen right when it drops, the more people they're going to push it out to. So that's very, very helpful to me. And like I said, I'm hoping that I will do some kind of live stream thing, you know, so we can at least talk about it. So there is that. And I have done my Spotify pitch. I think it's better than the pitch I did for the other stuff. I have the full 4 weeks ahead of time here. Still highly unlikely I'm going to get anything because I don't do enough numbers yet for them to really care. But you never know. Maybe it really clicks with whoever listens to it, and they're like, let's help boost this guy. That's kind of how it works. So fingers crossed on that. And I don't think you know until it releases. I don't think they tell you. I know they don't tell you if you didn't get picked, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's why I had to kind of learn all the Shopify stuff and get my profile going and all that. And I do have some very cool print-on-demand merch coming. But again, I have ordered some samples. They're going to be here between like March 2nd and 6th or something like that. Because I want to make sure the quality's good before I really throw it out there to all y'all. So, I mean, I think it will be. But so on the store right now, it's just my 2 CDs. Although we're going to get some other stuff up there as well. And that's really all there is about the Mary EP right now. Because I do have a little photo shoot I want to do with Mary. Because I like this idea of these 11x17 posters now. At least one per release. So I have a very cool idea for that. That's also supposed to be a lyric sheet. And I did finish the canvases, the Spotify canvases. They're pretty cool, although Mary kind of hates one because we have drastically different likes in our artistic style. I like, obviously, very colorful, very posturized, very, you know, trashy, wrecked looking styles, abstract, and that's not her jam. But she stars in it, and it's very cute. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. And I have hit this place of I've got to stop doing so much other stuff. It is time to start working on the part 2. Like I said, I am a little ahead of that. I have at least what I believe are 2 out of what should be 4 songs started, basically. And I have a demo for 1 of the other 4. And then the 4th one isn't going to come to me until I'm a little bit closer on those first 3. Those first 2 that have been started, at least 1 of those is ready to, it could have its drums done whenever I'm ready to do it. And the other one, probably the same, but it's a little bit newer, so I'm still kind of learning it. And yeah, I'm just excited about that. I'm just trying to practice my accordion more because I'm going to need it for something. I have an idea. Also, for the actual album release that will occur at the end of the year, which is going to be some of the songs from the EPs, but a bunch of new stuff as well. I have finally cracked, I don't want to tell you too much about it, but I finally cracked the full artistic concept of it. So now I am actively starting to look for the specific artists and stuff. I'm asking friends. I'm in the place of asking friends right now, and I'm looking around Fiverr. I have a few leads, but we'll see where we go from there. And that's going to be really cool art, and that's going to be a full CD package, not just a jacket, but another book, you know, a digipack with like a full page book with all the lyrics in it and all that. So that's going to be really cool, and I'm excited about that. The goal is to kind of put out like this, like every 2 months I'll put out a single or an EP, and then at some point in near the end of every given year, I'll put out a full album. I'm very excited about all that. And I have a plan for at least this year and the 2 years after, at least. I know I can do more, but I already have those plans. So it's kind of nice knowing where I'm trying to head. So there's all of that. And I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to give you in the music update before I shut up. And now I'm blanking on what it was. Oh, yeah. So also I am starting. I'm in the very early phases, and I haven't tried to do this in like 20, 25 years. So sure, things have changed. But, and also I'm looking for something a little different. I do want to put together a band. Now, granted, this is more a band to play my songs. It's not like a band that goes in the studio. I want to do that too. That's some other projects. But to support the Eric Butts music, I realize I really do need some kind of band, and I'm not trying to tour. You know, I was like, sure, we'll go somewhere on occasion, play a show, play some local shows occasionally. But mostly, I wouldn't mind doing some like live stream shows. And I also want to make a bunch of like short form content because I do need to start setting up a TikTok and all that. And apparently short form content is really helpful. And I've never been good at being short. If you know what I mean, and I think you do. You might not know this about me, but I tend to be a little long-winded. I know you would never guess, but so anyways, I am looking into that and trying to figure that out. So if you got any tips on how you would put together a band like that in this day and age, is it still flyers in music stores? Like, I don't even recall seeing boards in music stores anymore, but haven't really been looking. So I'm gonna try that and see what else we can do. Like, is there like a website, you know, like a reputable type of Craigslist for, you know, let me know. Or hell, if you're here in Lexington or close to Lexington and you want to get in on that and you think, you know, you're good enough to play my stuff, which it's not terribly complicated. I'm not saying like it's that great. It's not, you know, just hit up my email or whatever. You can find that at TheEricButts.com. Okay. I do believe that is all I've got to say about music right now. So let's do something else. Okay, so Mary's gonna make a cocktail, but I'm gonna start off because we gotta make some simple syrup, and I just thought I would do it to save her the trouble. Super simple to do. It's gonna need to cool though. So I got a small sauce pot. We're just gonna make a little bit of it. So we're gonna do, it's basically equal parts sugar, equal parts water. I think it was a medium-high heat. I went to liquor.com to get this.
I was like, just
medium.
buy simple syrup at the groceries that you don't want to make.
It's so much better when you make your own. And I think Azur does theirs with like some kind of lemon juice too, and that's why theirs is a little bit better. But so we're gonna do half a cup of white granulated sugar. And then half a cup of water. Shit. Wow. So I'm filming this on the day that I was having all those fails, and I'm still having all those fails. Wonderful. Ay.
So do you want me to light it for you?
Well, first let me get the water out of there that I just sloshed.
That's been quite in opposition.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's see if I can get it. Sometimes I get it.
Okay, let me do it.
There we go. Shit, I already forgot. Medium heat or medium high heat?
Oh shit, I forgot to.
Medium heat. All right, so we'll take that down to a medium. And we're just gonna stir. Let this warm up until the sugar dissolves. Do you want to actually like show the? Not sure what you were showing.
Well, okay, so here's my question when it comes to flames and stuff. Because the size of the pot actually also affects the heat. Like, so you do the same size flame in a smaller pot than a bigger pot, you're going to get slightly different results.
True. In fairness, it's set in a small sauce pot on medium heat.
Is this your Christmas present?
Yeah. Without getting out my stainless steel, which is about the same size as this. It might be a tiny bit smaller.
And actually, you want this to boil down, right?
That's what I was going to double check. No, you just stir it until the sugar is dissolved and let it cool. So you're basically trying to get it warm enough that the sugar will fully dissolve. Like I can see it's already starting to.
It looks so much wider in the video footage than it actually does in the pot.
Well, that's the whole, the color correction of the camera is trying to compensate. It doesn't really know what it wants to do. Let it heat up a little bit here.
So it does. It kind of looks like watered down milk.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's dissolving sugar and water. Simple syrup. Okay, I can physically feel that now I'm not getting that grainy stir anymore. So we're about there.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the whisk I got you for Christmas?
No, because that was a second metal one, which I love.
That's a metal one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Although, you know, with birthdays and everything coming up, I'm just sitting here realizing I could use like a half-size plastic whisk, because this whisk feels like overkill for something like this. This is actually kind of cool. Look, you can see the bottom of the pan with no liquid.
Hooray for centrifugal force.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna say that looks pretty dissolved.
Yeah. I'd say so.
All right. So technically, that's simple syrup. It's that simple syrup. All right, now it's cocktail time with Mary. We have our simple syrup.
Hello.
Hi, sorry, I missed the wave. My bad.
Hello.
And she, just to help it dissipate heat a little bit, went ahead and took the half ounce of simple syrup.
Yes. So what we're making today is called a Kentucky Waterfall. It's from the Bourbon Flight, which again is the inexplicable bourbon email I get at my work email. I have no idea how that happened. So what this has is it's going to have 1.5 ounces of bourbon and then 2 ounces of iced tea. Now it does not specify sweetened or unsweetened, but considering the other sweet things going in here, I went with unsweetened. And then 1 ounce of lemon juice, which you got right here. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
And then the simple syrup.
You're
again,
welcome.
right there, which also made handy. And then 1/2 ounce of peach liqueur. Now, what's this peach liqueur? I'm gonna hope this peach schnapps is the same thing.
I have no idea, man. I don't know.
And I've had this for a very long time. I opened up the bottle thinking that it was already open because the liquid level was down to here, but the snaps were still.
Oh.
So I'm just going to assume that that's the angel share.
Is peach schnapps the same as peach liqueur? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It is. How long before peach schnapps goes bad if it hasn't been opened? Indefinite. Okay.
Awesome.
Theoretically.
Okay, I shouldn't die today.
Other question. I don't know my iced teas and stuff. That was the only small, like, unsweetened tea, brewed tea. Now, that's just with ice in it, it becomes iced tea, right? There's not like.
Right,
Okay.
basically.
I was like, I didn't know if there's a difference or something, so.
Basically, it's a cold tea.
Gotcha. And that was the smallest thing we could find, so.
Okay. Yeah, this is like a single serving.
Okay.
Okay, so mix all ingredients into a cocktail shaker. Whew. So again, we're gonna have
Get it.
1.5 ounces of our bourbon.
Get it, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, if I have to clean it up, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do all that fancy nonsense.
What? It's just like me in that one vlog where I was dumping the beef grease out into the jar.
You mean earlier tonight?
Well, this goes in a different vlog, so.
Okay, then 2 ounces of our iced tea.
Body count. That's the only iced tea thing I know off the top of my head. He wasn't straight out of Compton. That was NWA. Wait, iced tea was in NWA. Hold on. Okay, I don't know. I don't know my hippity hop. Oh my god, I feel like such an old white dude. I wasn't trying to make fun of it and call it hippity hop. It just came out that way. Like, I got no beef with hip hop.
Hip hop and hippie to the
I like
hip
some of
to
it.
the hip hop.
This is not my favorite genre. But yeah, that was like, ugh. I might as well get out on the lawn and yell at kids. Shake my fist.
I was listening to California Love the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, California knows how to party.
See, I hear California, Uber Alice, California.
Okay, our 1/4 ounce of peach liqueur, and we're just putting this in as long as we can because it's still a little on the warm
The simple
side.
syrup, yeah, just trying to let it cool. We figured shaking with the ice will help that out.
Okay, 1/4 ounce, which is not a whole lot. So I have to assume that this is really more for flavoring than anything. Whew.
No, I do not want to smell it. I'm afraid of smelling it. And if you're going whoo, that means I need to stand back here and put it into zoom mode. Even though the audio will be weird.
Oh, just calm down, would you?
Jesus, what are you, Taylor Swift, telling me I need to calm down?
Yep.
No.
All right, and then our 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, which pre-measured. All right. I like it. Mix all ingredients in a cocktail shaker, strain into highball glass. I think it assumes that you put ice into here, so.
Yeah, I imagine you want this drink to be cold, and most people don't store their beverage cold.
Yeah.
How many, what are you doing?
Did we say 6?
No, like 4 or 5 tops.
Okay, all right then.
So I thought maybe you were going a little heavy. Don't want to water it down too bad. You're going to be drunk to yell at the AGT finale.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put some ice in here.
Okay. Anyway, she didn't catch it, but I said she's going to want to be drunk to yell at the AGT finale. So they duped us last week.
Yeah. This is like, did you really need to do a recap show?
Right. It's only been like 5-6 weeks.
Woo! I think it's start. Oh, that's so cold. All right.
What an interesting color you've discovered.
I think it's put both the right amount of ice in here.
Yeah, it looks proper.
Alrighty then. What am I doing? Straw.
Don't want it tainted with peach schnapps.
By the way,
Put an umbrella.
these are our little zip-up straws.
Oh, you're
Don't
showing
know-
them. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if Eric's ever shown you. He uses them.
I had my own that I like though. A little bit different than hers.
They're almost exactly the same. Mine are just a little longer.
Yeah,
But
and
they
a
can be
little
cut
thicker.
to size.
Mary likes them longer and thicker, like me.
Probably should have used a different color, but I just grabbed the first thing.
To me, that just looks fucking excessive. That's like, that is a...
Again, they could be cut in
Yeah.
half. You could trim. We could trim off some.
That's your straw, man. I just think it's funny. I was like, Jesus has a big straw. Video over, Mary. We're going to your room.
All right. So Kentucky Waterfall. Let's see how this one goes.
It's the end of the waterfall.
I'm not sure.
Is it keen? Is it peachy keen? That is a face.
It's very lemony. I get a little bit of the peach on the back end, but I think I just have whatever my taste buds are like super sensitive to lemon. That's why lemon stuff is so hit or miss for me.
Ah. Well, maybe you should have had the old lemon juice. It would have been less potent.
As this is one of the things I may have to try again, like maybe half an ounce of lemon juice rather than a whole ounce. It's like what was that thing I made with the cherry and
Bourbon smash.
The cherry bourbon smash. Again, I made it again without the lemon at all, and I liked it much better.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll take all the lemon. I'll drink all your lemon juice. I like it. I'll suck on lemons. So I get such a good pucker for kissing.
So this is one. It may grow on me as I go through it, but I think it, from my personal taste, it probably needs some tweaking.
I'll say we'll mention it in the future, I'm sure. Okay, well, let's go get mad at AGT.
Bye.
All right, 12:27 a.m. We're wrapping this up. Quick thought before I mention it. I did screw up the recipe tonight slightly. I did things a little out of order. I think we would have had a little more seasoning on those garbanzo beans. I was supposed to take the paper towel out first and then season and toss. And I think at least maybe 25-33% of the seasoning stuck to the paper towel. So do that, and I think you'll get a little more of it. However, I have been eating more of those than I should. I should stop. I also think they would be great in like a trail mix as an unusually different, distinctive, almost nut-like, but not quite nut-like texture and ingredient and flavor. So you might want to try that. Also, it got me excited to be like, can you do that with a black bean or a pinto bean or a red bean, white bean? I'm like, can I toast beans like that too and have them as a little crunchy snack? Because that would be pretty amazing. That said, we did not get to a movie, but AGT, we thought about shooting a segment if it really pissed us off, but ultimately, not that bad. A couple of piss off moments, but we're cool with the winner. It fits, it helps, it's a good Vegas act. Some of the people we thought were better are kind of like singers and comedians and stuff. They're better off if they don't win, because then they're not locked into a whole thing they have to do because they won. So, excited about all that. Anything else? No, those beans are good, and it's nice out. It's still 57. I want to go dance on the deck and listen to music. I should demo. Maybe tomorrow. I definitely got to start demoing this week, though. But I got a busy week, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. If I can't get to it this week, then I'm going to have to make a point to take some time this weekend, which pushes us back on movies. But whatever, music comes first. Okay. That's everything. I have a little bit of art, so I'm excited about that. But comment below. What do you think? What do you know? What do you want to suggest? You got any thoughts, any ideas, any helpful things? I'd love to hear it. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate you very, very much. You can also click the thumbs up button. Click that old thumb of encouragement, as we do love to be encouraged. And we might finally have a thumb of encouragement artwork. It's coming. It's almost done. And of course, you can always help me out with my music. Check me out anywhere you listen, or look up TheEricButts.com or linktree.com/TheEricButts. And remember that we will get through this. We will get through this together. I already said the music thing, so all that's left to say is if you want more content and ways to support the channel, there's links in the description below, so click that see more button to see more butts. And on that note, I'm going to get on out of here so I can go watch some more stuff after I do all this editing. And I'll see y'all later. Love you. Bye.